Hi, everybody. Namaste. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hi, Julia, Irene. I am on a little bit early today, so I might have caught some of you by surprise. I do have some appointments today that I had to reschedule for, so I want to welcome you. Those of you that are joining in the playback, I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback on this deck. I have not watched anybody's impressions. And I really wanted to give you these truly are initial impressions. I have shuffled the deck. I've looked through it briefly. I have not done an initial spread, but I have done some small readings with it. So I'm kind of excited to do this. I'm going to take you through my process of getting to know a deck. We're going to look at every single one of the cards. I've pulled out a couple decks. I thought we could try a deck combo towards the end and do a couple of combo readings. So that's my plan. Yeah, so I'll be on for about an hour, and I look forward to hearing your feedback on these cards, and let me know if you also have purchased, if you have received your copy of Smoke, Ash, and Embers. Hello to Joseph, Nina, Donna, welcome. Thank you for being here. What else do I want to say? I do not have Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I decided not to purchase it because I have a lot of animal decks and I don't tend to use them, but there is something about the energy of the dragons. I've contemplated purchasing a dragon deck, dragon oracle. There's a few of them I would like to have in hand, but never done that. And when I saw this one in development, was watching Adam's progress, I was really excited. Adam is the illustrator of the deck. Hi, Sharon. So yeah, so let's get to this lovely lovely deck and just look at cards. And it's going to be very what do I want to say? Very casual today. So yeah, so you're looking at the card back in the center, and what is on the left, instead of a little white book, you have these two cards, and on one card there are short descriptions for the majors, and then on the other one, for the minors, and it's on both sides. So you have this little reference, if you need it. Yeah. Um, Nice quality tuck box, which should last. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with bag or how I'm going to store this deck. It is a really thick deck, and I'll show you at the end just how thick it is. But one of the joys is that even though this is a very thick natural cardstock, it is it's easy to riffle shuffle, which I've been really, which is wonderful for me. Yeah. Okay. And I pray to God that the internet is okay today. Yeah, the box, doesn't the box, it matches my cloth. This is one of my favorite cloths. And yeah, the deck really matches this cloth as well too. Sorry, I have ordered a new modem. That's what I was going to say. And I'm hoping that I will have fewer cutouts. So this is the Fool. And one of the things that is catching my attention here is the light. This deck is quite dark, and I thought you already had a copy, Jonathan. Aloha, welcome. Because didn't you some time ago, Jonathan, already do a walkthrough of the deck? Hello, Lydiane. It's such, and this is a matte cardstock. It's not velvety, so it's not sticky. It's really lovely. This is a young dragon. It's a young dragon, and the dragon is contemplating. I think the dragon is having a conversation with a snail down here. And it's so charming. It's almost like a fairy tale. It really is. And I love the use of the light and the dark. It's really beautiful, really beautiful. And then contrast the difference. I have a prototype deck, but I don't want to use that for readings. Okay. All right. Well, Jonathan. Okay, so look, contrast the light and the dark. And you're going to see quite a bit of nighttime in this deck. It's one of the things that struck me, or maybe it's just because the illustrations are so busy that the illustrations are so full. This is one of those decks that probably would do really well, in a 25th anniversary edition, getting printed much, much larger. The colors are absolutely beautiful. And look how the pinks show up in contrast to the greens. So I really like the colors. Sorry, I'm a bit far away from my camera. And look at the body position. There's something about the body position of the magician and the way that, so the wand is being held in the tail, but look at the face. Something that has struck me so far with the readings that I have done are the facial expressions of the dragons. And here the dragon's chest is open and feels very connected to that wand, right? The wings are back. There's so much energy. Sharon, that's not, you're laughing. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a shadowscapes kind of energy, right? When we have so much detail in the artwork, there's a couple of things. One, we need to read in a brightly lit room, as well as to really take your time in getting to know the deck, because you're going to continue to find it's that Where's Waldo thing, right? Little things here. So there's a scroll hanging in from the high priestess's mouth. And the way that the dragon's body is encircled around this globe, the light is really, it's beautiful. And we have the two trees, right? We have the symbol of the two trees. And the crescent moon is overhead rather than down below, right? So easy to recognize. I don't think you could read this deck without the titles on the cards. Some of them are more obvious than others. And then, sorry, I'm turning the cards because I need to look. There, this is so charming. There's also a card with a bunch of bunnies running all over a dragon, but here we have little baby dragons and birds. So the Empress is sitting in abundance of babies and creatures. She looks very authoritative, though. Look at her face. Look at her. She looks quite serious. She's going to whip those little dragons into. Hi, Sharon. Sharon and Sharon. I wonder if the other Sharon will come too. Whip those little baby dragons into shape, teach them how to fly right away. And it's funny, I wonder if those little birds are going to teach those dragons how to fly. The other thing that I find very interesting, and I'm going to spend some time with, is getting to know the flowers, the plants, and the bugs. So I'm going to do a little bit of an investigation into the details, because I feel like that has some significance here. I've looked at the Emperor. We had this in a reading for a class that just started. But my God, do I love this card. I really do. It's so powerful. He's claimed that spot right at the top of that rock. And something here that is really interesting. It almost looks, these trees in the distance here almost look as if they are his castle. I love that. Let's go to Jonathan's comment. So it's a great observation. I love that the 12-star crown has been turned into star-shaped leaves on the ground. It's beautiful. So what I was saying, in the Emperor, it almost looks as if, where am I here, right? Doesn't this look like a castle in the distance, the trees? And he also has, a sphere, a crystal sphere. So this is something that I want to pay attention to as I'm going through, because it would be it would be cool to follow those spheres throughout the deck. The Hierophant. So where is the face of the Hierophant? The Hierophant is okay. So the Hierophant is looking down, and then we're in the darkness. There's something about the bugs, the fireflies. Jonathan says, I've been doing an edit of the SAE book. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't read the book yet, so. Or is there a larger PDF available? I haven't, if there is, I haven't read it yet, so. But you know what? There's something here about the way the dragon is observing. It's almost as if he's peering out. It looks to me like he's up in a tree. But the way that he's peering down and observing what is going on below is really interesting. So yeah, so I will likely print the PDF and go more into the descriptions, but it's nice for me anyway to have initial impressions, to feel, I don't know, and one of the things I've noticed, I want to I'll show you the lovers and the devil side by side, because there's definitely a relationship in this deck between these two cards, which I really appreciate. And it almost looks as if the rocks, so the rocks that are between the two dragons are eggs. You know, they could be dragon eggs, the color pink and so forth. I'm sure I do have a link to the PDF. I just haven't gotten to it. Yeah. So let's put this one aside and look at it side by side with the lovers. Now, the Chariot, this is a card that has really caught my attention. First of all, I love dandelions. And this, I don't know, this is magic. This is very, very magical, much like I feel the energy of the Fool card, the way that the only thing, and this might not necessarily be a dandelion, this could be any wildflower. So the dragon is holding some kind of a plant, right? And flying away with some kind of a plant. But what I'm feeling here is the innocence of the Chariot. And this is a very different energy for me, because often I feel that the energy of the Chariot card is quite I don't want to say aggressive, that's not the right word. We are there's a fiery energy to it. And here I feel a coolness and a softness. It's almost like you're embracing your dharma kind of energy. And there's a sense also of death in the flowers that are in the foreground, which is the background for the dragon. And so you're leaving a part of the journey behind. It's a potent card. It is. This this is one of my favorite cards for sure. Okay, so here we are with strength. And this is charming. This is really charming. I also like the way that Adam drew the dragons in several different colors, several different species of dragons. I don't think I have, that series of books called oh, thank you, Sharon. I had my nails done yesterday. That the Bible series, like the Crystal Bible 1, Crystal Bible 2, and then there's a fairy book and so forth. And I'm not sure if in that series they have a dragon one, but it would be kind of cool to get a dragon book and to take some time to look about the different species of dragons. But I like that they're communicating. They're face to face. Did Donna see another flower? Oh, Queen Anne's lace. Yeah. Now the hermit is quite powerful. The size. So the perspective of the dragon to the lantern is really interesting. So is this an enormous lantern Or is it a tiny lantern? I just find the perspective really interesting. And there's something about this too. So do you see the cave? We're inside the cave, and me with my India adventures and stories and hermits and sadhus and going into the cave, right, for retreats and meditation. I really, really like that we're seeing the dragon inside the cave. And if then you're looking outwards. So this hermit we're not seeing the hermit on the journey, on the path to the cave. Here, the hermit has arrived in the cave. And I just like the perspective. It appeals to me immensely. There's a lot of beauty and lightness in this Wheel of Fortune card. So I don't know that you could read this in a negative way. I tend to be quite open to the way I interpret the Wheel of Fortune card. So it's about change, it's about seasons, it's about embracing what is in front of you. The dragon, the relatively young dragon, is looking at the butterfly, symbol of transformation. And so we're seeing a variety of seasons in the card as well too. So if you look around, we definitely have autumn in this corner. And so yeah, so Stephanie and Adam have created the four seasons. But with the young dragon looking at the butterfly, it's really beautiful. Mhm. Here we have a very different species of dragon. This is so cool. Now, this could also be, if you look at it, it could be a Hierophant card. The way that those two frogs are before the dragon. You know what I mean? Like the supplicants. But this is a stern, powerful dragon. And there's something really cool here. So the dragon is in the marsh, right? In the water. And when I'm looking at this water, I'm thinking water, subconscious, karmic balance, because when we're talking about karmic balance, these things are coming through the waters of the subconscious. And so that appeals to me. That appeals to me a lot. Mhm. Wouldn't it be fun to get so nerdy with this deck and learn the names of the species of the dragons? That kind of appeals to me. All right, so we have a squirrel up in the tree, right? Hanging down. And then this dragon here, who it looks like the dragon has climbed up quite a rocky, it looks to me like this is a tree that is overhanging on a precipice. And the dragon is up there kind of precariously perched on a precipice looking up and communicating with the squirrel. It's clever. So what is the squirrel's perspective? What is the dragon picking up? And this is kind of would be an interesting card to come up with the strength card, where we also see another creature in communication, right, with the dragon. It's kind of fun. The details are amazing. Adam, your artwork is just, it's really outstanding. Yeah. So do you see the plant, the new life that's growing? The dragon is looking at that. I haven't had this death card come up. We have the Luna moths. It looks like the ground beneath the dragon. There's dead things, leaves and so forth. I will be sure to print the PDF, or yeah, I think I will print it. I'm not sure how many pages it is, but I'll get it done at the printer. This is gorgeous. So this really ties into the energy of the Justice card. And I know sometimes all of the balance cards, it's really interesting to do a comparison of the balance cards. So if you look at Justice and Temperance, and well, we can pull in other cards. We could look at Star, and also, well, there's so many, right? There's a lot of balance cards, the Lovers as well too. But I like that the water is really well done. It would be cool if the element of fire was a little more present. I know we do see it in the insects. And again, another card of beautiful, beautiful connection. If you read this as a healing card, all right, 100 pages. Well, that's definitely getting printed at the printer. What was I saying? Yes, if you read Temperance as healing, this is a beautiful, beautiful card. And then here is the Devil. So what I wanted to do was look at these two side by side. And so this, I think I'm going to sit with these a little bit afterwards and just kind of compare and contrast the energy of what is going on here with the dragons. Compare the background, compare the expression, also looking to see, are we witnessing something that has hatched from one to the other? And if you there's a level of connection too with the plants in this corner of the Lovers. So I'm wondering if we're seeing separation, distance, coldness. So yeah, so these two I'm definitely going to sit with and spend some time and journal with them. The Tower is it's really nice. This to me looks as if it's the precipice upon which the emperor was sitting. And I love that there's an abundance of dragons swirling around the tower. The way that the light, it's really surprising how, even though this is matte, right? The effects of the light are really beautiful. Really are. Okay. Again, the water. So maybe we should look at Temperance with this one. I'm sure you all have cards that you love to compare and contrast. And for me, that's part of getting to know a deck and getting to know which pairs really speak to each other. So the dragon is looking up towards the star. And in the Temperance card, the dragon is looking down to the water. And there's something really, it's almost as if we're going in this direction, like there's an opening in a valley or something. And then let's look at the moon and the sun side by side. Moon and sun. There's that light again. Wow. And there's a snake in the grass, which is cool. You see a snail. This is incredible card. Yeah. Let's look at the Fool next to the sun. Let's look at that. Look at this. The use of light is really powerful. I could almost see this being one of those decks where you're following paths through, and I really like that. Let's look at Judgment in the World. This is something that is kind of new for me, but to examining the story of Judgment. He does, doesn't he? Examining the story, the flow of energy from Judgment to the world. I've been nerding out on the Vesica Pisces, reading about the Mandorla, many different references as I can get to. And then I was also, last week I was talking about the Tulku Oracle, and I was really intrigued with the combination of the Dragon Phoenix energy. And so, yeah, so I've been nerding out on all this kind of stuff. And it's wonderful that we have the energy of the fish in the water. And can you see it's almost like we're seeing chakra colors in the frontal on the front of the dragon. I'm gonna have to read about the world card. It is, you know, the concept of the abyss, right? So here we're seeing the dragon on the right side of the card looking towards the abyss, but focused on that um, really luminescent full moon energy. So that's pretty powerful. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be fun to do larger spreads with these. So here again, we have the dragon communicating with an animal. So we have a fox and a dragon and the ace. I think I'll pull out all the aces for you as well too. And then in the two, we have the mushrooms, the magic of the mushrooms. So that's definitely going to factor in. I don't know how many cards have mushrooms on them, but that's kind of cool. So the mushrooms, the globes, the insects. I've got quite a bit of research to do, and I'm sure a lot of it will be cleared up when I read the PDF. Again, there's that magical light in the Three of Wands. Okay, let's look at these. 4, 5, 6. And one thing, of course, that is really, really helpful, especially that when we've got a deck that has so much detail in the illustrations, is that we've got a theme going on with the wands. So we have a type of dragon, which I'm going to learn the name if it's available. You know, this for me, when I'm working with wands, I feel like there's a commitment to one's path. And these dragons really appear to claim power. I mean, just look at the chest. Look at the power, the strength, the confidence, the size, the sheer size of the dragon and the Seven of Wands. So one thing that I do want to do is also pull out all the cards with the young dragons and just have a look at the various ages of the dragons too, to see how that is influenced. So Jonathan says that on the Okash and Thorn, which is Stephanie and Adam's other deck, there is a fox on the Ace of Wands. It does. It brings like the world of the two decks together. When you look at that Eight of Wands, do you see the power of the dragon sending those wands away, or are you looking at those wands moving towards the dragon? Let me know what you see in that artwork. I wonder who bandaged that dragon. The 10 is very RWS. Okay, let's look at the page and knight side by side. It'd be kind of fun to look at all the knights together too. I'll do that. That is a great fiery Knight of Wands, Knight of Fire. Isn't that interesting that there's a butterfly in this card? And is the butterfly holding a wand? Oh, okay. I'm going to go back because you're commenting on this. I love the Harry Potter reference. You know how much I love Harry Potter. Okay, so let's put the knight over here, and then we'll look at knight, queen. This queen is a little funny looking, isn't she? Whoa, and then the king is very bejeweled. They're very decorated. Very lavish queen and king. Isn't that funny? Yeah, it is. And you know what? And sometimes I think that we need to have a sense of humor. I'm going to leave the knights out and look at all the knights. I just have an inkling to do that. There's the Ace of Wands. Okay. I don't remember what order they packaged these suits in, so I'm just going to do it tetragrammaton style. Let's look at the aces just for fun. I've got them all out here. There's your Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups has a duckling. Ace of Swords has a crow. I'm not going to be able to get them on. I'm zoomed in a little tight. I'm not going to be able to get them all on the screen. And then Ace of Pentacles has a little turtle. Oh God, that's so cute. So cute. So these are the 4 aces. Kind of gives you a flavor for. I feel like hi Sarah. Did you? It's funny you're commenting on reading glasses. What was I going to say? I wonder, okay, so what I'm going to do is also I want to look at the aces and the tens. That is another important thing. So I'm going to put those in their correct piles. So this is also good to look at to see if we feel, to the circle of the suit, to see if that has been addressed. So that's the ace and the 10 of wands. Okay. I'm really taking my time. Hi Aisha, I need to be mindful of my appointment. Okay, so I'm going to go a little faster. So ace, and I won't forget, I'm going to show you a couple of combos that I've been thinking about working with. The light in the cups is so gorgeous. Oh my God, look at this little guy. This is really sweet. I feel like this is so I don't know what it looks like later on, or I can't remember, but very innocent. This is very fairy tale like, isn't it? Ace 2, 3. We still have this youth. Now in the 5, it's a little older. 5 of Cups. The butterflies. Okay, so here's another thing. I'm going to go through and pull out the butterfly cards as well too, and look at that to see where we're going with that. So that's 4, 5, and 6 of Cups. I wonder if this dragon has evolved from that species of fish, if there is a DNA connection between the two of them. Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know if that's addressed in the guidebook. Jonathan says, the reason the dragons in the sword suit has dark scales. Ah, that's cool. Okay, and then a very RW-esque 7 of Cups. Whoa, that is a heavy 8 of Cups. Okay, so what I want to do with this 9 of Cups is I'm going to grab the 4 of Pentacles, because this is very 4 of Pentacles kind of energy. So do you know the Osho Zen Tarot? The Osho Zen Tarot calls this card laziness. what happens is we get really comfortable with our accumulation of stuff. And I don't feel that energy in the Four of Pentacles at all. This feels quite empowered. And then again, we have a relationship with another kind of bug in this picture. Okay, so where are we? 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, has the rainbow. That's beautiful. It doesn't look like we have the Tree of Life symbol, but that's okay. But we do have a tree. Page and Knight. Oh my God, this Knight of Cups is so sweet. Proposing to the frog. Maybe the frog will turn into a dragon. Acorn tops. Ah, okay. Thanks for all this insight, Jonathan. Now, the Queen and King of Cups are not adorned like they were in the Wands suit. They're kind of au naturel. Okay, I said I was going to hold out the Knights, so I'm going to do that. Where did the Knight go? There's the Knight. Okay, swords. Swords. I'm just looking at one of the cards there with the flowers. I love the pinks and the purples when they stand up in the card. So Raven. I'm definitely going to look into these plants. The swords are facing downward into a hard, dry ground that is, it's lacking water. So I'll have to, again, that's another one. 4 of Swords. Whoa, that's kind of mysterious. 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords. Oh. Okay, so there's some work to do in contemplating these cards. I love the Suit of Swords. It's really become one of my favorite suits as far as reflecting on, because it's such a challenging suit, and I really do like to spend time with it. 6 of Swords is one of my favorite cards, generally speaking, in the tarot. Yes, I realized there's 2 10 of Swords, and I discovered that today when I was because I had shuffled the cards together, and I had both 10 of Swords in there. Yeah. So first impression here is that these are all really dark, and from a distance they look very similar. So for me, I'm gonna have to make sure that I'm reading these in the daytime, the room is well lit, and also take some time to focus on the body positions, the energy, the background, the sigils, where the sigils are in relationship to the dragons and so forth. So Jonathan was saying there's 2 10 of Swords. So this 10 of Swords, the dragon is on a pile of swords. There is a moon or sun in the distance. And then in this 10 of Swords, we see blood. And then we have those yellow flowers. Okay. And then, so that's your 10s. Page of Swords has a sword in the mouth. Ferocious Knight. And the Queen and King of Swords, like the Queen and King of Wands, have crowns. Okay. Okay. How are we doing? It's almost 12 o'clock. Okay. Ace. These are gonna, I hope they don't get washed out with my tablecloth. Okay, because they're all very, very similar color. Oh, here we go. 2 and 3 of Pentacles. This is the card I was talking about with the bunnies. I love this little card. For me, a deck like this is all about reciprocity. And I want to, what am I trying to say here? I like the cards where I can talk about integration, where I can talk about connection and things like that. And I really feel that this deck has that gift. In the 3 of Pentacles, we see 1 dragon hatching, I believe. We see 2 parents. Hovering over the eggs, the dragon eggs. Turtles. I love turtles. Okay. And I also like the turtles chocolates too. I love turtles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so this card is going to speak to the Empress, right? We see the bunnies there. That was definitely, the bunnies were something that struck. I have seen Okash and Thorn a lot on people's channels, and the bunnies are something that really struck me in Okash and Thorn. I believe this is our first spider web in the 7 of Pentacles. Spider webs. Love spider webs. Nine of Pentacles, I feel gratitude. I like the energy here. But again, this is a card I want to pay attention to with the 4 of Pentacles and what was I saying? The 9 of Cups. I'm going to have a look at those 3 cards for sure together. Because 9 of Pentacles it's a funny card, hey? Sometimes it just feels really greedy and cheesy and accumulative, and other times it feels quite in reverence of all that we have. 10 of Pentacles is gorgeous. 10 of Pentacles is gorgeous. Really is. Beautiful. Look at the way the page is gazing at the pentacle. Magic, 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 magic. And so is the Knight of Pentacles. It's almost like they've been, they're mesmerized by the pentacles. I'm going to take the Knight. Just for fun, I'm just going to put the 4 Knights out. And there's the Queen and the King. I do like to spend time with the court cards as well, too. To have a really good look at the relationship between the kings and the queens. And in this deck, of course, we have the same species of dragon for each king and queen too. And this one, you can see they were looking at each other. So that's another question. And then also, so Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, I also wonder too if there is built-in affiliations with the court cards. So if we can see the obvious element of fire with all of the kings, or is the element of fire associated with the knights? It looks here like the knights might be the element of air. How will you use this deck? Do you have a specific use or will it be general? I don't know the answer to that question yet. I don't know. They have a helmet. Okay. Good to know. All right. So what I would like to do is I'm going to give the deck a shuffle, and I'm going to do a quick 3 card. Okay. So that both Tens of Swords are in here. I didn't take them out. If you don't have the deck, and it seems like you all do, just let me, I'll put the cards over here. I just want to show you this. So this is a lot of cards. I'm going to compare it to, what am I going to compare it to? Okay. This is the CSRWS. Deviant Moon, which is also a fistload of cards. Right? It's a mittful. It's a mittful. So this is not a deck for little hands unless you're just going to shuffle them in a wash. Even though this is an amazingly thick GSM, they are durable and pliable. Look at this. And I don't feel like they're going to be damaged. Oh, and have you seen how Miss Jamie Wandering Mountain Bardic Path edged hers? So she edged hers in a beautiful green that matched the leaves, and I'm very, very interested in doing that. Okay, so of course, oh, I hope I have them both here. Okay. And I haven't used these. So one, I think that any plant oracle deck I feel is going to work really well, but for some reason I wanted to pull out Roots and Wings. I don't know why, but it just felt like what I wanted to do. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck. And I'm going to put down 2 cards, the High Priestess and the Empress. Okay, obviously these are not really well shuffled. Okay. I have a feeling that the colors of this deck, even though it's not all natural elements, are going to look really, really good with this. Roots and Wings goes with everything. I just have a feeling this is going to look really nice. Oh, sorry. Look at that. The yellows are very similar too. Okay. Yes. Does it go with everything? It doesn't go with everything, but it goes with a lot of decks. Okay. The other, and you might think this is cheesy, funny, but I think the dragons are going to like this deck, and I'm going to use this deck as an oracle. It is a tarot, but I would use it as an oracle with Oppression Thorn. What do dragons like? At least mythologically speaking. And I just kind of feel this. I think this is going to look good too. This deck is called the Telluric Tarot. And it is not matte, it is glossy. It is glossy. But I kind of feel like these decks will have some cool conversations together. Hmm. You know what I mean? Dragons like gems. Dragons like gems. So if you have other crystal oracles, this is the Telluric Tarot. Created by, the creator's name is Lunaria Gold. Lunaria Gold. There's her social media stuff. Etsy shop is Curiosium. Curiosium. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a card. I'm just going to pull a card for us for today. Just one card. Just one card. On this 4th day of March, I ordered my Vesica Pisces amulet from Tulku. I did. I bit the bullet. So I'm really excited. And I purchased it yesterday, which was Tibetan New Year. I know Tibetan New Year goes for a couple of days, but if anybody is interested in Carla's work, which I have talked about the last 2 Fridays, she has a sale on right now on her website. So if you're interested in purchasing anything. So today, Friday, the 4th day of March, there are no exact aspects of the moon. What? The moon is in Taurus. Okay. What's my question? What is the message? The guiding, I feel like what is the guiding message from the dragons on this 4th day of March, 2022? Oh, this one wants to jump out. I want to pull the card though. I don't want to jump her. It's a 4 of Cups. If you all want to pull a card too, if you've got your deck. This feels good. This feels, let me just go to solo view here. This is 3 of Pentacles. It takes a community, right? It takes a community. Together we are stronger, right? Together we are stronger. I'll read you the 3 of Pentacles message in that little card set just for fun. I don't even think I've read this. 3 of Pentacles, focused effort and building. But I really feel like this is such a great community card. All right, so thank you for spending time with me this morning as I took a little closer look at Stephanie and Adam's amazing deck, and I will get that PDF printed, and I will be working with it from time to time. Maybe I'll bring it in a couple weeks on Tuesdays after I've had a chance to look more closely at the deck and read some of the messages from the creators themselves. So have a lovely weekend, and I will see many of you on Tuesday. Namaste.